Welcome back. Today we're talking about launch control. We're about to put this thing on the two-step, see how much boost we can make, how quick we can make it, and how big a fireball we can make, all right? The temperature right now, it's got to be minus 25 degrees Celsius, so it is freezing. We're getting some heat in the oil, and we're ready to go. Okay, let's do it.
Oh my god. Oh my god, I got scared.
Hey. Launch control is an electronic control strategy that prepare a car for maximum acceleration from a standstill. It usually involves some form of rev limiter, and on a turbocharged car like this, it might involve a boost target and manipulating ignition timing and fuel mixture to achieve the engine performance that you want while leaving the starting line. The experimental setup consists of my 1970 Chevy Nova, currently with a twin-turbo 6-liter V8. The car's running on methanol. The engine management is a Haltech Nexus, managing not only the launch control, but also all the data recording and logging of all the sensors on the car. And we'll be comparing the amount of time it takes to go from 0 to 10 pounds of boost while manipulating the engine RPM, the ignition advance, and the fuel mixture to see which combination of those settings on the launch control produces the best results. Given that this is a stick shift car with a clutch, we have total freedom with the launch control. We can set the engine speed to any limit we want, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,000 RPM. It doesn't matter, we have no torque converter to limit us. So I think we're going to start off 5,000 RPM, 5 degrees of timing, and 3% fuel enrichment. We're going to start from there, see how long it takes to get to 10 pounds of boost, and see if we can get that spool speed up even quicker. This is how I'd run it at the racetrack. So we're gonna start at 6,000 RPM. When it hits 7 pounds of boost, it's gonna drop down and we're gonna hold it there. So last try, let's do it. That was pretty fun, right? It was much louder out there probably. It is, it's freezing, I can tell you that much. And the car loved it, my goodness. We'll see what the time is, because I didn't look at the time on all the logs yet, so I'll break that down in retrospect. But I saw it go to 14 pounds of boost so fast on those first tests, that was unbelievable. Eventually, I actually shut the boost control off at some point because it was coming up so quick. So we'll see what the data looks like. But that was fun. I hope the fireballs are pretty cool. And there's fireworks going on in the background, so all right. Here's a data log from the first launch control test. So direct your attention to the top here. We have the trace view for some of the recorded information on that run. What I've set up is a race timer. It's going to start at the same time point for each test. And we're going to use that to determine how long it takes to get to 10 pounds of boost. So for this first test, I've set up the launch control with 5 degrees of timing, total timing, as soon as the boost pressure goes positive. I've set up the RPM limit for 5,000 RPM, and we're running just a constant 3% fuel enrichment on top of the base fuel flow. So what we can see here is when the race time starts, the manifold pressure is at 0. So we're just crossing from vacuum to positive pressure, and the engine's at the 5,000 RPM limiter. You can see the boost actually climbs relatively quickly, and we hit 10 pounds right about here. So you can see the map here or up here, 10 pounds of boost. See, that only took 1.6 seconds to go from 0 to 10 pounds of boost, given these parameters. So that's pretty quick, but somewhat to be expected, given the fact that the temperature is extremely low. And I do have quite a bit of ignition timing removed. So with only 5 degrees of advance, most of the combustion energy is being pushed out the exhaust valve towards the turbine of the turbocharger to really spin it up. So this is our baseline, 1.6 seconds to 10 pounds. So let's look at the next log and go back to our launch control tab. Okay, so in this log, and we're in launch position 2, 6,000 RPM, same ignition advance, same fuel mixture. So all we've done is increased the engine speed by 1,000 RPM. And again, we're gonna look at our race time here. So we put it up on the chip, rise towards 10 pounds, and we hit 10 pounds here. We can see the race time this time, 0.925 seconds. So under 1 second to go from 0 to 10 pounds of boost. Just over half a second faster to go to 10 pounds of boost by increasing the engine speed by 1,000 RPM. And really what this would be attributed to is the higher engine speed resulting in increased exhaust flow, exhaust volume flowing through the turbine per unit time. As a result, drive the turbine harder, we drive the compressor harder, and make more boost pressure. And we can see it flatlines nicely. It actually, I ended up targeting about 13 pounds of boost. You might have noticed on the ignition advance is once I get around 14 pounds, I put some advance back in it. So this would take some of the load off the turbine and not drive it as hard. And this is a strategy I would use at the track to hold my target boost number. This is a back-to-back run. So let's see if it's any different. We were at about 0.96 on that last run, and we're 0.90. So pretty good repeatability on the results here. So let's go on to launch position 3. Change the ignition advance once we go positive to minus 10 degrees. The spark is firing after top dead center, and more combustion energy is being pushed out the exhaust valve. And we race towards 10 PSI. In fact, we've already passed it here. So very comparable actually. So 0.93 second to get to 10 pounds given this low advance. But one thing that you'll notice from the footage is the fact that with this spark advance, it generates the large fireballs. Here we got a little more heat in the exhaust, 10 pounds of boost in about 0.7 seconds. So really, really fast. Went from 0 to 16 pounds in less than a second. So this is making boost very aggressively. And this is something characteristic of a stick shift car where, like I said, you can command any engine speed, any ignition advance, and really aggressively generate boost pressure. So 0.8 seconds to 16 pounds is really outstanding. Okay, and one more log here. So first thing I want to draw your attention to, let's clean this up a little bit. We're not talking about wideband today. So let's go ahead and remove that. So here we go. What I want to draw your attention to is the engine RPM in this case. We're at 6,000 RPM to begin with, but I've applied an offset here. So this is an RPM offset that's used once I hit my target boost pressure for launch, and move the RPM down to my target launch RPM, because you may not want to leave the line, drop the clutch at the same engine speed that you're building boost. In this example, I was targeting a 4,500 RPM leave off the line once I hit my target boost pressure. You see the engine revs up to 6,000 RPM, and as it builds boost pressure, it then drops down to the 4,500 RPM target. And we see it here down at 4,500 RPM, 7 pounds of boost, and holding relatively steady there. If I wished to have this rock solid here at 7, then in this ignition correction table from here on up, I probably would have put 20-25 degrees timing in it, and that would have helped the boost pressure to stay level. Maybe I'll cut that footage back in so you can hear what that sounded like in real time. just for fun, let's see what the intake air temps look like. So the intake air temps are 32F, which might be the low point that I've calibrated the sensor to. You see they pick up a little bit. They actually get as high as 76 degrees Fahrenheit, which is pretty modest still. So there we are, boost building on launch control, how this can be used in a race scenario to build boost quickly and then step down the RPM to the desired point to leave the line to manage things like wheel spin, etc. So thanks for checking out the video, and we'll see you back here soon.